Loud. All right. We're recording maybe. So, um, nothing really to approve from the last meeting. I can give an update on growing greener stuff, but I guess before we get into any of that, do you want to just like open it up if there's anything else? Because I don't know.
A really good weekend for me if like you need help with. I saw in Kathy's email, um, that she was free over one of these weekends. Like I'm very free next weekend if you need me for any data collection or any outdoor work.
Oh, Kat's email.
Yeah,
Sorry.
Kat's email. Sorry.
Yeah. Yeah. I just did stuff last weekend, so I'm probably trying to not do stuff this weekend. But we should. So I guess this is just growing greener stuff. One of the updates was that Liz is trying to get this thing with the lab going in New Jersey now because Pennsylvania was so slow, and hopefully she was supposed to have like a quote by the end of last week, and then we'll get people trained to do this sampling because it's like the end of the first quarter, but we could still get 8 quarters if the grant timeline gets extended, which would be ideal. Um, so yeah, it's about, I would say, time to start thinking along the lines of like collecting water samples. But anytime, I guess, for data retrieval, if you want to come do that, that would be um, useful or helpful or whatever, educational.
Yeah. Anywhere from like the first to the third would be like super. I'm super free
First.
then. Would be really nice. That would be next. Yeah, next Thursday through Saturday.
Oh, my sister's coming to town, so I can't. Um, we'll figure it
Get
out.
her
Oh,
out there.
I was gonna say
yeah.
maybe she'd like to do some data
Nah.
collection.
Maybe, I don't know. Um, yeah, I'll try and like coordinate something offline, see what happens. I'll send an email around. I don't think, I mean, we could go out maybe if there's flow from Lake Afton, but one of the other updates is that I put in the fourth data logger um, in the outfall of Lake Afton in like that mill race. And there's actually flow out of the lake. So I was able to take flow measurements to try and like get a calibration point on that. So that worked out pretty well. I did it 2 different ways and they were pretty close. It was like 3 gallons a minute coming out of
Wow.
the lake. So it's not much, but it was not really, there wasn't a whole lot of flow or anything. I think it's still just like spring melt and other things, but who knows? I think it rained like this past Wednesday. When did it rain last week? I don't even remember.
Do you know what the elevation change is from the inlet of that pipe that feeds the lake to the outfall?
I can't imagine to the outfall.
Yeah.
It's kind of tricky because the outfall of the lake is, you would want to measure it like that spillway, right, at the lake.
Yeah.
And I think they're probably pretty close
Yeah.
in elevation, I would bet. But I don't know.
You know,
Probably.
it's not like it's creek fed and you get extensive runoff and you're going to have more flow. You're
I
at the
think the
mercy
data
of that
logger
pipe.
is going to show us that water is not flowing through a lot
Exactly.
of the
Right.
time. I
Right.
think it's going in and just infiltrating to the ground because it's such a slow inflow and it's just
Right. Yeah. A
just a
little bit of
puddle.
evaporation. Yep.
I think it's really going to be storm waters where you see there's actual flows coming out of the lake. And the transducer will help us definitely pick that up because it will just like we'll have a baseline elevation. We'll be able to tell like what stagnant water is in that clear well, and then you'll just see it like bounce up from there. That means there's water flowing out. So I think that'll be really helpful. Seems like it was working. I downloaded the data from the other 3 loggers and I hadn't been out in like 5 weeks because of all the snow and everything, but they all worked. So that was great. So it seems like all the flow stuff is going. And we're really just waiting on water quality sampling at this point. So
So once we have all the data, I guess there's software somewhere that'll kind of plot it and graph it and give us some visuals.
yeah, so they already created like the bathymetric contours.
Saw that. Yep.
And we can probably just use that. I mean, I think it's going to be more of like math than visuals, but we probably usually you throw your data into tables on plots so people can see it or whatever. And I can do that, or our RVE can do that. It doesn't matter. But once we, I guess we'll have like flow hydrographs, so that'll be neat. But yeah, it's all that'll come in time. I guess we should probably keep checking it as we go along, but it seems like all the data's working out right now. We just really need to get this water quality sampling like going, because this is like it's already past the timeline of
We missed a
ridiculous.
quarter. Yeah.
Yeah. I think Liz applied for another grant using a lot of the materials we put together for this grant. I think it was the Pennsylvania American Water one. So I think they're gonna apply for that, and that would be like 10,000. And I think that would help offset or add to the water quality sampling budget, because I don't
That's
think there's a
nice.
match for that grant. So
So
that
is it just a budget issue? Is that the holdup?
no, the holdup is get like engineering slowness. So I don't know. She just the coordination has fallen apart, and
Getting a lab under
yeah,
contract?
just getting a lab
Okay.
under contract. And she said they had Pennsylvania labs with like service agreements or whatever with RVE, and so she was trying to use them, and it was taking forever. And I called her like 2 weeks ago, a week ago, 2 weeks ago, and she's like, "I'm gonna have one by the end of the week with New Jersey," and I still haven't heard back. So it's probably worth another phone call, I guess. You know, short of me doing it for them, which I don't want to do. We just really need to get a quote and do the training and go fill up some bottles with water and send it to them or deliver it to them. That's really it, and get some data coming in because kind of need it. We could also talk about like if we want to, because the spring is coming up, we could also get like a Hawk testing kit. We have one for alkalinity and hardness and like pH and conductivity, but we could get one for like phosphorus and nitrate or something. And then we could do it more frequently than quarterly, but I don't know that I want to commit to going out and collecting those samples and analyzing them. They have like colorimetric discs and like titrations involved. It's not like a super quick measurement. So it would be a thing to go do it, and that would be like once a month. But it's something to consider, because I think it'd be like $1,000, and then you would fill in all your quarterly gaps with monthly data during the summer, which is arguably the more important season. I thought, but what we really need are lab samples. So I think that's it in terms of an update for me. Data's running and we're kind of just waiting. Same as our last 2 meetings for all those YouTube followers.
So I didn't miss much then.
Yeah.
We're like, I've seen this before. They're
We
talking
don't.
in
Yeah.
circles.
We don't have to worry about going viral.
Yeah, no, I don't think so. So I don't know. If someone else wants to try and reach out to her, and maybe she'll be like, oh shit. But I don't know. I can just call her again. You guys good with that?
Yeah, sounds good to me.
All right. Anything else? I mean, I don't think I've missed anything with growing greener. So. All right.
Not going on.
Very good. Quick 10-minute meeting. good to see y'all and see that you're still alive and moving around.
We're
Caroline
almost
said
through.
I should give everyone give or assign people things to do, and I was like, wow, I don't think anyone has like any burning desires to do things right now, so I'm not gonna make up stuff. If you guys have something though, just let me know.
Yeah.
Or don't, just do it. I don't know. All right. That's it.
Cool.
Thanks for
All right.
logging on.
You bet.
Thanks, guys.
Till next month.
Yep.
All
See you
right.
guys.
Thanks, bye.
Oh wait, stop recording. I should do that, right? Stop.